hello and welcome.
Hello.
Hello. I have Sonia Anubis, the guitarist and bassist from the Netherlands, and from the CRYPTA today.
Yeah.
So, how are you, Sonia? How's everything in Netherlands these crazy days?
I mean, it's going good. Everything is getting better. We have some very sunny days these days here in the Netherlands. I'm just practicing a lot of guitar lately. I'm very excited for tomorrow because, tomorrow is the official release of our new album with Crypta, which is going to be like a very special day. Cycles of
Yes.
the Soul is coming out. We have released already 3 songs. They have been received very, very well. I never expected it to be so much, buzz and so much people happy about it.
Yes.
So yeah, it's very exciting time.
So, how did you end up in the band, in this band, Sonia?
So Crypta was actually it started as a side project from Luana and Fernanda. They wanted to start something in the style of death metal, just as a little side project in this style. And for that, they needed to complete the lineup with a guitarist. And we knew each other from before. We had played some shows before. We met face to face in Switzerland, yeah. And yeah, I saw them perform. I always looked up to them, and they saw me perform, and somehow they wanted me in the band. They invited me, and I cannot say no to such a invitation because they're very cool girls. They're very talented, and I always looked up to their previous band. So it was a direct yes from me. We started writing music together, and yeah, that's kind of how it actually evolved. And Crypta started become taking form, and we found a name. We started looking into our flow of how we write music together and what is the concept of the band. And a year later, we started searching for a second guitarist because we wanted to have like dual guitar solos in the band and to
Yeah.
have like a full live sound. And this way we
Yeah.
found Tainai, very talented guitarist in Brazil. And this is how we got to form, what's now Crypta lineup.
All
This
right.
is how Crypta kind of become reality.
Interesting. So the CRYPTA, it's Brazilian slash Netherlands band now.
I
You
mean, it's
say?
3/4 Brazilian and 1/4 Dutch.
Oh, really? That's what it is now. Oh, wow.
From my side, Dutch, and the rest is Brazilian. Yes.
Very interesting. Well, Brasilia is very. It's known for the very heavy, fans. For heavy metal kind of.
Passion. Yeah.
Yes, I have many fans. Radio Bloodstream, many fans in Brazil, Brazil, Mexico. Definitely, the South America is very heavy oriented. Let's say, and yeah, I'm very excited. I'm very excited because you don't really see many these female bands playing something like that heavy. I know there's a little bit background with Nervosa and the Burning Witches as well. However, Crypta is much heavier from my point of view. So there's something that fits to you, is something you like to do. So,
You mean what I do in crypto?
yes.
I definitely love what I'm doing. It's, as I said, I directly accepted the invitation to write together with these girls because, my roots is actually in death metal. I started playing in a lot of death metals when I was starting to become a musician.
Yeah.
I started as a bass player in the beginning, and I've been playing in a lot of numerous local acts here in the Netherlands. They were like melodic death metal, old school death metal, brutal death metal, you name it. I've had it before.
Yeah.
So my kind of style started this way, and later on, I started really evolving into different styles, and I got the chance to play in Burning Witches, which is heavy metal, power metal, which is a little bit more different style. And at this time, it was
Yes.
as a guitarist, which is also a different role that I had in a band.
Yes.
And I realized that I really enjoyed playing that style of music, and I had to really fully commit to the band back then. So I
Yeah.
had to really leave away my previous bands, which were all like local death metal bands, and getting this invitation by these two incredibly awesome musicians to
Yes.
play a style that I'm close to. And this time, instead of being a bass player, doing it as a guitarist is something that I was very excited about. And you know, it was also like you don't know how it's gonna work out because we are in distance. And I also wanted to see, well, let's see how it works out, you know. Maybe it doesn't work out. We wanted to do this very low key. That's why we didn't announce the band a year after. We already existed quite a while because we wanted to see, is this working out? Is there some kind of special connection with us? And there is a special connection, and writing is very easy. We can understand each other very well. You know, they speak very fluent English. So I'm glad that that's the case. And yeah, the music flows, you know, it's just coming out. We have a lot of different ideas. We all have like very specific taste when it comes to death metal. I know Fernanda's really into the brutal. As for Luana, is really into the Swedish old school. Myself, I'm like everywhere. I really like the, you know, polished black and death metal somehow, but black death, you know, black
Yeah.
and death metal.
Yeah.
And I also really like the American brutal. So there's like a very big
Right.
mixture, and we had to find a way to combine everything together, and that's what became Crypta. So there are some songs that sound a little bit more brutal and some that are a little bit more black metal. Like I already saw the reaction of From the Ashes. Everyone like, oh, it sounds a little bit more black metal. We expected some death metal, but yeah, there's a lot of influences mixed up there.
So I don't know, you know, what's the difference between black and dead? Well, okay. Anyway, so how this is actually working out? So three girls in Brazil, you in Netherlands. So how this is working out? How you put everything together? Obviously, you know, the internet helped out, you know, the stuff like that. But when it comes to the, you know, live gigs, finally, hopefully we will have some in some point. So how this is
Definitely.
gonna work out actually?
Well, right now we are pretty well. In the past moments when we were writing together, everything did indeed go, you know, through social media. And WhatsApp is social media. I'm not sure,
Yes, yes,
through
yeah,
WhatsApp, and
yeah,
we share all of ideas recorded. I can record everything here. I have my own amplifier, my own whole recording setup,
yes,
so it's very easy for me to just share what I have in ideas as for songs,
yeah,
and they will always send me like voice recordings or you know whatever way they could record the ideas. They would send me over, and I would translate it in guitar riffs. It's kind of
yes,
how it went, and we would interchange a lot.
yes,
It requires a lot of patience and a lot of
yes,
communication
yeah,
skill to really get this
yes,
going. If you don't
yes,
communicate, then it's very hard to make this
yes,
happen. But all the girls,
of
they're
course.
very communicative. We
Good.
call very often
Yes.
on calls, and it works out. And I'm very happy that it goes this way. In my previous band, it wasn't very easy communication always. So I'm very glad that in this band it's working out.
Oh, interesting. Even if it's overseas, you know, you still have a better communication than even the local band. Very interesting.
Yeah,
Uh,
even though it sucks. One thing that very much sucks is of course the rehearsals is going to be a hard
yes,
thing.
yes,
I was flying to Sao Paulo in
yeah,
January just to have
yes,
we had a lot of rehearsals. We had everything in 1 month.
yes,
But we are definitely planning on playing a lot together. We're already booking in forward, and we're
good.
gonna travel, and then we're gonna rehearse
Yes.
together. So
Okay.
it's all gonna be fine.
So you've been in São Paulo for the album, or how this end up?
Yeah, we recorded the album Echoes of the Soul in Sao Paulo, Brazil. We
Yes.
were all together. We shared an apartment together, and yeah, we recorded it in a month in Family Mob Studio.
Oh, brilliant, brilliant. So the album will be out. Echoes of the Soul will be out tomorrow.
That's right.
Uh, so we have a few songs, you know, available right now to we can play on Radio Bloodstream. We're already actually spinning on Radio Bloodstream already.
Right.
The Starvation and From the Ashes. So what we can expect? How many songs will be on a and what we can expect, you know, from you guys? What do you think?
Yeah, so it's a 10-track album. And what you can expect of the sound of this album, it's a hybrid combination of different styles of death metal. As I said,
Yeah,
we all had very different influences, and we wanted to implement those
yeah,
different textures and techniques that we really look up to into this album to create a new sound, which is supposed to be the crypta sound. There will be songs that sound a little bit more brutal, that have more like speed in them, more blast beats, and straight up like rhythmic riffs. There are also songs that are more melodically based, with
yeah,
catchy choruses. You know, uh, we really are into like choruses. We really put a lot of importance into that. So we really thought a lot about the choruses in the songs. You will find a lot of catchy parts, but also very like brutal sections. I guess it's like a hybrid combination of those kind of things. Yeah.
The now is okay. So the album will be out tomorrow. Usually, you know, the bands hit the road to promote this new album. What we can expect from Crypta at this point?
Well, we cannot directly tour after the
Yeah,
release.
yeah,
It's, it's impossible right now with the
yes,
situation with the
yeah,
coronavirus.
yes,
We know it's like this. But that didn't really hold us on releasing the album. We're already planning a lot in forward. We are definitely gonna get out whenever the situation clears up and we get as soon as possible offers. Most of the offers are being worked on it's 2022, not in this year.
yes.
And if it's this year, it's going to be more in the end of this year.
Of
So,
course, yeah,
we are just accepting the situation as it is, but it
yeah,
won't hold us on our
yes.
process of creating music.
So how yourself and the band keeping themselves busy, you know, and this, you know, let's say I know you put the album together, you have a time to, you know, put this album together. So what else you actually guys doing, you know, keep yourself busy and make some income at the same time?
Well, we are actually fully committed to music, meaning that we all rely on music as our main,
Yeah.
I would say, job. I don't
Yes.
see it as a job, but
Full-time job,
it's
yeah.
like a full-time thing for us.
Yes.
Um, Myself, I keep myself busy with anything music related, such as giving guitar lessons, making a lot of videos on, on my social media channels.
Yes. Yes.
I write a lot of music for both of my bands. For Cobra Spell, I'm also working a lot. Um, I'm 24/7 working on something musical related. I also do a lot of guest appearances, meaning that
Oh, cool.
I sometimes I do guest solos, which I love doing.
Oh, brilliant.
Which I get the chance to just like play a guitar solo there, record something, or people ask me for like a collaboration for a cover, which
Uh-huh.
I also think is very fun. So
Yes.
these are my ways to this last year at least, yeah.
So that's will be probably on YouTube, Sonia Anubis, I assume.
That's right, yeah. Everywhere you can find me as Sonia Anubis.
Brilliant. So, okay, so there will be no shows probably, most likely you said this year. Probably next year.
Well, there might be this year. There might be.
Might be.
Yeah.
Okay, we don't want to spoil. However, because we don't know what we can, what we can expect from the government and with this coronavirus.
Yeah.
So probably maybe this year. So any idea maybe who's gonna be and when?
Well, we definitely have already like some shows booked that
Yeah.
we announced publicly
Yeah.
very recently.
Okay.
We have Wacken announced already, which is a very big festival. It's like
Yes.
amazing. It's one of my dreams
It is.
was to
It
play
is.
Wacken, which happened
Yeah.
already 2 years ago.
Oh,
But
whoa.
to get like another repetition,
That would
to
be.
get to do this again
Yeah.
is just I have no words. But so that, and we also have confirmed a Europe tour with B-side and Christian, and it's gonna be a very long tour. Very long tour
right.
throughout a lot of European countries and the UK. Not all of them, unfortunately, but a
Okay.
lot.
So UK is on a list as well.
Yes, UK is on the list.
Good.
Woo!
So maybe we can see each other, face to face, not just over the internet.
Hell yeah. Yeah.
That would be much better, because the last year and a half or so, I'm doing all these live shows and all the interviews, over the Facebook. So it's not really.
Yeah, it's not the same.
It's fun. It's
Definitely
fun,
not
but it's not the same, when you talking to someone, from face to face. So.
No, I can understand that. It's for me the same as musician,
That's it. Yeah.
The thing that I loved most about being a musician is being able to
That's it.
perform,
Yeah.
in front of an audience.
Yeah.
And that's now taken away. So all I can do is just work towards that,
Yes.
and work
Yeah.
towards the moment that will ever happen. And right now it's been 1.5 years that it hasn't happened.
Yes.
And it feels like some part is missing in my
Yes.
musician heart.
Definitely. If you don't have the instant feedback, when you finish the song on a stage and you get this instant feedback from the fans, the shouting and screaming.
Yeah, it's like
you can't
energy.
Yeah, definitely you can, replicate this different way than just a live
Absolutely
show.
not. No.
Okay, so where we can, so the album will be released tomorrow. So where we can buy it?
Well, the physical album can be ordered through Napalm Records website. There is one in Europe and there is one in the United States.
Right.
Aside of that, we have also merchandise that can be gotten on our merchandise shops. It's cryptashop.com.
Okay.
I have it right, yeah. And yes, for digital audio, you can find on all major streaming platforms and also on Bandcamp.
Brilliant. Is anything else you like to add before I let you go, Sonia?
I just want to thank everyone that is watching this, and thank you for having me on this interview. And also for everyone that has been like so extremely enthusiastic about the songs that we've released so far. They have been like received in such a positive way. It warms up our hearts, and we are really dying to get on stage and play the whole album for you.
Oh yeah, we can't wait for that. Believe me or not. All right, Sonia, thank you very much for the interview. I will play the From the Ashes from CRYPTA at the end of the interview. Thank you very much for being with me here on this show, and hopefully we'll see you soon on a UK tour or whenever in this crazy world. Okay.
Sure.
All
cool.
right, thank you very much and take care. Thanks. Bye-bye. All right. So there was a Sonia, the guitarist from CRYPTA, streaming live from Netherlands today. And here we go. Here he is, From the Ashes by CRYPTA. All right, so that's it for now, and keep listening Radio Bloodstream. Hopefully see you soon somewhere, face to face, maybe this year, maybe next year. Stay tuned, radiobloodstream.com for the next interview, probably next week. Stay safe, and I'll see you soon. Keep listening, radiobloodstream.com.
Radio Bloodstream, the place where your music lives.